How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Installed. It's been a while since my last update for the video, and hopefully you have a very good Christmas and also Happy New Year. I know many of you are really curious about my current portfolio, and many of you are asking what are the opportunities to buy in 2021. I believe in 2020 it must be a fruitful year. Many of you, I believe, have made tons of money, including me. So the rate of return in 2020 is around 50 to 60% in my last year. And in this video, I'm going to reveal my portfolio, but just two things in advance. The first thing is I want to dive into very detail for each particular stock. I want to talk about those numbers since we really just don't have so much time. On the other hand, I will also skip for those stocks I've already talked in my previous videos. Alright, no time wasted, let's get started. The first stock, Viomi. I've already had a very detailed analysis in my previous video, so if you're interested, check that out. Currently, the percentage for this position is around 12%. Since recently I just added a lot of stocks, a lot of money in my portfolio, so the portfolio percentage for this stock just dropped a little bit, but it's still the largest. While the second is Qualcomm. I believe many of you have heard about this stock, and I also explained this stock previously. So in 5G, I believe Qualcomm will be blossom. And third stock is Tesla. I know in my previous video I mentioned that I thought Tesla stock was kind of high at the moment in short term. However, the more I wait, the higher the price for Tesla is. And here's the change for Tesla stock in my opinion. If you know Tesla stock price will be like $1,000, $2,000, say 5 years later. So whether it matters for you to buy the Tesla stock at $400, $500, $600, or $700, $800, it doesn't matter. Since I am a long-term investor, therefore I won't focus that much on what's the price I put in the stock. And therefore what I would focus is just the growth rate in the future, like 20% or 30% compound rate. I would focus on that. And thanks to the high growth for Tesla shares, Elon Musk becomes the richest person in the world just yesterday. And on the other hand, I still believe Tesla has a really bright future since currently the market cap is only $700 billion, slightly over that, but I believe in the future it can easily hit $1 trillion company. That's quite easy. So for me, okay, I just don't want to miss any opportunity right now, and therefore I just put a lot of money in this stock and hopefully it can give me a great return. Next two stocks are Micron and Palantir. Micron just performed really well, so Micron and Qualcomm, these two semiconductor chips in my portfolio, just performed really well in recent years. And for Palantir, I believe the big data. I believe data is everything. 5G can definitely boost these needs, and therefore I would like to invest in Palantir as a SaaS company. Next is Dropbox. I've already talked about the Dropbox before. I believe currently the price for Dropbox is significantly undervalued, and therefore I would rather to keep it in my portfolio. And next is Teladoc. For me, I'm not a medical guy. I don't have so much knowledge in that area, but for Teladoc, it's a different story. They're actually solving a very critical problem, and I understand the business, I understand the technology, and therefore I will just invest on the things that I know. So I've just put some money in this stock. Next is FUTU. FUTU is a Chinese company, so previously actually I mentioned in one video that FUTU is one of the trading online platforms in China that can trade the US stocks and global assets. So here's my idea. I just think like people's behavior in recent years would change. You know, the pandemic and more money are printed out by the government. Therefore, people will just stay at home and with a bunch of cash on hand. So what would they do? Currently, more and more Chinese are purchasing the assets, the equities in other countries, and therefore they're using these kind of platforms. And if you see its balance sheet, its growth rate is tremendous. More and more people are using this. Personally, I think its business is very sustainable, and therefore I invest some money in this stock just like 2 or 3 days ago, and it really bring me a very good rate of return. Next stock is Alibaba. I know there were a lot of concerns about these stocks, and there were also some rumors saying Alibaba would be delisted in NYSE. However, here's the thing. Even though like Alibaba is delisted from the NYSE, its fundamentals are unchanged. And for me, I'm really focusing on the cloud part, since cloud is everything. It is basically the fundamentals for 5G, for internet, for everything. And currently, the percentage for Alibaba or Ali Cloud is around 6% of the total market. So another example is AWS from Amazon. And the growth rate for Ali Cloud is much faster than AWS. And therefore, yeah, I would just invest in this company and see what will happen. Next stock is Douyu. Douyu is another Chinese company focusing in the online gaming streaming. In short, a lot of people, they would just stream what they were playing, and a lot of people would just watch that. Personally, I think this is kind of a trend. More and more people, teenagers, students, especially pupils, they were playing the phones all the time, and they were always watching for others playing phones. And I believe instead of investing in a particular gaming company, I believe investing in a platform company might be a better choice. Since for a game, it's quite fast. If you miss the trend, you miss the opportunity, probably company will just collapse. And there are actually a lot of examples for this. Therefore, for me, I would rather seize some absolute opportunity instead of risking myself to gain higher return. Next stock is Yixian. Yixian is another stock and is selling cosmetic commodities. Nowadays in China, cosmetic products are getting more and more popular. However, there is a trend that more and more Chinese, they are supporting the domestic products, and Yixian is one of the benefit here. If you see the stock price, if you see the growth rate in 2019, actually their year-over-year return was over 300%. While in the first 3 quarters in 2020, actually their growth rate is over 75%. So for this kind of growing stock, I believe they got just tons of future. And also in the global market, they just have more and more revenue. And I believe, yeah, in the future, this is definitely a very competitive player. Therefore, I just put it in my portfolio. The next 2 stocks I would like to talk together, 2845 and 9845. So basically, these 2 are Hong Kong ETFs. They are investing the Chinese EV market. The reason why I purchased both of them was simply because I was stupid. Since I first purchased the Hong Kong dollar one, and later I found that for this identical ETF, they actually got a US dollar version. And therefore, since I'm not enough for this stock, for this position, I just added more on this. So together combined is actually a tons of money for this stock. So here's the thing. For China AV market, right now it's just like an infant stage, a baby stage. And for the next 5 years, I believe the EV market in China will just skyrocket. There is no doubt. Chinese government currently are really supporting the EV market. They truly believe in clean energy. And I believe more and more people, I just think this is a real thing. The electric vehicles are real. They're not a joke. Especially if you see more and more drivers are driving EV on the road. You believe in it and you want to buy it. Especially the cost for EV will reduce in the recent years. Therefore, there are more customers, more people are willing to try this kind of new concept, and that will be blossom time for EV market. Next stock is DraftKings. DraftKings is the largest online gambling trading platform in the United States. Right now, more and more states are kind of legalizing this online sports betting. Since previously I was also kind of get addicted to betting. I believe this is kind of human nature. Due to the pandemic, people are staying at home, watch NBA, watch other sports, etc. They really like to bet a little bit, even though not that significant amount of money, but they still want to do. And for me, DraftKings opportunity in the future is tremendous, since more and more states are legalizing the online sports betting. Next is Sumo. So far, Sumo is the worst performing stock in my portfolio, but I do believe the long-term potential. So this is the second SaaS company in my portfolio. Basically, Sumo Logic is taking and analyze those logs, the huge logs, those huge data, and to put them into analysis and give the feedback to the customers. And most of the customers are just enterprises. As we know, 5G is already here. And in the recent years, I believe there will be more and more products embedding the 5G into the products. For example, driverless car. So there are tons of data generated. However, where can you put it? Where can you save it safely? And also, how can you make sure that you can get those data and analyze those data? So it's quite costly for a particular company to develop this kind of tools. Therefore, most likely those companies will just find an existing product in the market and to support their business. Next stock is Canada Goose, or take the simple GLOS. Goose is basically the only clothing company in my portfolio. So it's kind of mysterious since their products, their clothes are actually in the luxuries category while the price is in the normal category. And therefore, especially in China, they have invested a lot of shops, invested a lot of money to explore their markets in China. And nowadays, more and more friends back in China, they're purchasing this kind of clothes. And in my opinion, as long as our earth doesn't get warmer and warmer, I believe Canada Goose will be a definitely great and very competitive player in the clothing market. Next is Imax. Previously, I just sold out Imax to earn some profit, but recently I just want to add it back to my portfolio since I just see so much potential in this company. And I believe in 2021, latest by 2022, the Avatar 2 will be another game changer to this company, and just can't wait to see the moment to happen. Yeah, I know I might lose money into this company, but for me, it's just kind of charity. I really love movies. I just want to support this company and hopefully they can do a better thing. Alright, I think this is time for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or if you want me to make another video talking about a specific stock into very detailed analysis, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I can't wait to see your comments and reply you. Hopefully, all of us can earn tons of money in 2021. Thank you for liking, Simon John, see you next time.